Hey guys, Robbo here with another Hero Colosseum video, and this one's a bit different, and I mean way different in a sense. I've been recently going through all my videos that got saved on my hard drive. They're all on there. There was tons and tons of them I've been looking through, and I actually ended up finding this video in there, which is me versus Mugs. Now, I've looked through my channel. I do not have a video of me versus Mugs on the channel that I can find, especially the time frame that it's in. This was recorded in 2018, December 2018. So I looked through all my video. I couldn't find it. At that period of time, I was uploading 2 videos a day, pretty much. So I'm guessing that it just got lost in the sort of in the mix with all the others. But I'd saved it onto my hard drive. I thought, why not use it just to, I don't know, just to have another Hero Colosseum video for you guys. So here it is. It's me versus Mugs. I think there's 2 games in there. I haven't actually watched it, to be fair, so the commentary could be shit. It could be absolutely awful. Also, it's got my old intro at the end, so or my old outro at the end. So anyway, I'll leave it here. I hope you enjoy it, and just remember that, guys, this was back in 2018 when I was a lot noobier than I am now. I'm still pretty newbie, but anyway, thanks. Hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, Robbo here with some more Hero Colosseum. So this time I was testing out a new Zamasu deck, trying to get the best out of 01 skills for him, and I ended up being in my second game with the deck up against MugThaDude. So played him a few times. We tend to go back and forth, sort of trading victories, so should be a good test of the deck. Of course, when you're against Mug, you kind of go in thinking you're going to lose, in all honesty. But especially with a new deck. But no, this was a fun little game. So the idea behind this deck is to keep Zamasu out from the start and use Android 17 to buff him up defense. Then Android 18 comes down, locks his figures in place. Zamasu comes in and ults. Now, I was looking at his team. He was obviously going to go second. I was pretty sure he was going to double up on the left with the Vegeta and the Ultimate Gohan and put Whis on my right. So I put this up to try and kill the Vegeta. Unfortunately, he put Vegito there instead, and that was kind of a big blow, because I knew at that point that at least one, if not both of those figures were dead, because Vegito would do more than enough to finish off Trunks and probably Zamasu. It was just a case of if I could take out Vegeta. The only consolation is that I was going down the middle with Android 17, so I was going to get some nice damage on the Master. So the better play this turn would have actually been, I wouldn't have changed anything in the positions, but I would have put Android 18 swimsuit version where I put Zamasu, because that would have locked him in place for this turn and basically guaranteed a turn 2 victory, pretty much, I think, because next turn I could have put Android 17 down the middle again and then put Zamasu, because I doubt 18 would have had the power to take down Vegeta, because yeah, Trunks only did 2,700, which is not good, thanks to the Whis and thanks to the defense buff. I am going to hit for about 5.5 here, I think, with 5,800 with Android 17. Such a good figure, very underrated. And I get a nice counter attack, so that's knocked quite a nice chunk of health off of Muhan there. Unfortunately, now is where it starts to go down. Oh no, I've got Zamasu to attack first, sorry. I think if I'd have gotten a counter attack with... I'd needed a counter attack with both Trunks and Zamasu to take down Vegeta, and that's going to hurt quite a bit. It's nice to see a Vegeta sort of being used, actually. You don't really tend to see it with all the Vados that floats around now, or Ultra Instinct Gokus. And this is where the pain is probably about to kick in. No, sorry, Whis is quicker. The pain comes in a minute. That didn't really bother me too much. In all honesty, I was expecting to take the damage, so it wasn't too bad. What happens next is what hurts, because that's a Vegito, and that's a damaged Vegito, I believe, so this is the end of both of them. Only just. Zamasu nearly lived it. If he'd had another turn of Android 17 buffs, he would have actually probably lived that. But then I'd have got counterattack knowing my luck. So I looked at my figures. Now, the obvious thing, any player would look at that and think, okay, I'm going to put Vados top right and Android 18 top left. But I knew he would predict that, so I went for 2 down the middle, assuming he would put 2 down one side, 1 down the other, and leave the middle open. Assuming that I would go for the simple sort of one across the board. So it was taking me a while to actually pick this, so I was kind of confident that he was going for a attack on the sides and swapping around his figures a bit. So I was feeling quite confident that I might have actually outplayed him for once. It was just a case of the problem was I was going to need at least 1 counter attack on his master, and my luck sometimes is not that good for me, but we will have to wait and see if it is this time. Now I've obviously got the buffs on to both Android 17 and 18, so their attacks are both sitting at around 6,000 at this point, meaning that they can do about 12,000 between them, which is not quite enough. I need the counter attack from one of them. So I obviously outspeed here because he's going for a slow up second skill deck. And if I don't win this turn, Vados is dead, and thus the game is pretty much over because there's nothing I can do, even though I will outspeed still in all likelihood. So Android 17 or 18, sorry, goes in with the first attack, hitting for about 5,600. Okay, and I get the counter attack, and with that I had the GG because I knew that that would take him below 5,000, and Android 17 would be enough to finish that off. Now that was a good game. I enjoyed that. I have to say my reaction was pretty good when I did win that. But it's always great playing Mo. He's a great opponent, and hope to play a few more games against him in the future. Now that was quite a quick game, so I've got another one lined up that I played against a common opponent, so let's get into that one. So I'm against Kid 1973 and their master Lisa. So good opponent. I've played him a few times. The thing is, I can pretty much guarantee which deck they're going to use each time. It's always a 0-1 skill on 5 different figures deck. It just changes what figures are in there usually. So I knew that it was going to go with the usual strategy of putting Piccolo down the middle, so I went for a attack on the sides with Trunks and Vados there to reduce the damage my master would take. Unfortunately, I wouldn't do a lot of damage because Piccolo's obviously buffing his defense by 5,000, but I hopefully wouldn't take much damage in return. Because Piccolo, he doesn't have the highest attack, especially when you've got a Vados there and Trunks protecting the Master as well. So we were going to trade pretty much evenly off this. The only thing that would affect it is if there were counterattacks at all. I wasn't really concerned about that. The one I'm obviously concerned about is Future Gohan, because everybody knows what Future Gohan is capable of. It's pretty nasty when he gets those 0-1 skills rocking on an ultimate, which is why I think I have ultimate gauge down skills 2 on Vados and every turn on 17, and do I have an every turn on Zama? No, I don't have on Zamasu because I've got 0-1 skills on him, didn't I? But it's enough to make sure my opponent doesn't get their ultimate usually. Now, as you can see, yeah, 1200. Now that's a Trunks with his level 99 and the bonus for sort of his 1000 for being on a trigger square. So that's just showing the power of Piccolo still in the meta. I mean, it's amazing that a figure that was released at the very beginning of Hero Colosseum is still so viable. Kind of wishing I'd picked my Beerus deck against Kid here, because Beerus would have just had a field day on this. Especially in that Beerus deck, I run Vegito as well, and Whis. I could have thrown Whis, Vegito, and Beerus down. and I've done quite a bit of damage. So again, the counterattack's not really doing much damage. The first turn is kind of a sort of, you write it off in batches like this. As long as you don't lose a figure to your opponent, you're okay, because that's how these 0-1 skill decks work. They're there to kill a figure each turn, because you see that would have killed Zamasu if I'd have run Zamasu down the middle. So that's the whole point behind going for 0-1 skill decks. I swapped it up because I did want to try and take down the Piccolo, and I thought Zamasu and 18 together might have a chance. 17 together. 17. It's 17. Anyway, I was just hoping maybe a couple of counterattacks I would be able to take him down, and that would be a big threat dealt with, because I don't want to deal with that, although the next one that would come in would probably be Jiren. He actually put down 3 figures, which was interesting. When you're running an 0-1 skill deck to put down 3 different figures, it was very strange to see. I did know that there was a good chance now that I would kill Piccolo, because he wouldn't be getting the defense boost from being from his 0-1 skills, but it did mean that Zamasu was going to die, because that's a Vegeta behind him with a huge attack stat, who's just going to blow him away completely, even with the minus from Vados and the buff from 17. But if I can kill Piccolo off, it will be worth it. So Zamasu goes in first. We'll do about 3,300. Luckily I get the counter attack, which will turn that into around about 5,000 altogether. So another 1,1700. Yeah, so about half his health there done. And I had Android 17 to come out, who does a hell of a lot of damage as well. But wasn't quite enough to kill him until I get that crucial counter attack. So I got the luck there. I did actually get the luck for once in Hero Colosseum. Good thing too, because if I didn't get 2 counterattacks, then Zamasu was definitely dead, and my 17 would be looking pretty dodgy too. So I got a bit lucky there, I'd say. So here comes Vegeta to blow away Zamasu. Probably doing about 6,000. Oh no, 4,000. He didn't kill him. The defense boost from 17 and the attack modifier by Vados actually saved him until that counter attack. I mean, that Vegeta figure, when he's not on his posing square, I'm so used to seeing him on his posing sort of area that you expect him to do so at 8,000 damage, even with the debuffs, but obviously he was on a back middle, so he wasn't triggering it. I threw those down because I wanted Vados to survive. She has got ultimate gauge down skills for turns 3 and 4, I think. Or turn 4 and 5, I'm not sure. So I wanted to keep her alive, and I wanted to freeze whatever he put on the field in place with Android 18. Because then next turn I would hopefully be able to use my ultimate, which I will, because they're going to absolutely obliterate Android 18 over there. That was the only thing that I really needed to go in my favour that turn, because obviously with her locking his figures in place, he can't put an 0-1 skill down the middle to stop me ulting. All he can do is leave his future Gohan, and that would be it actually, because Vegeta will die. He'll just have to put Jiren down on the field as well, because there's literally no way he can stop me ulting. So I outspeed quite easily, because it's 3 very fast figures I have on the field there. So fast figures on the field, say that 3 times very quickly. So I'll actually hit pretty hard here, because he hasn't got the modifier for having Piccolo, so that's actually going to hit for, what, about 9,000 damage altogether, which is very, very nice. Not that it really matters, because next turn I will be ulting, just because Android 18 can't live future Gohan. Not after. He's going to get 2,000 attack bonus, because I'm going to kill God Goku and Blue Vegeta. So yeah, there's not much she can do to survive that. He's going to have over 7,000 attack at least. Sorry, rip Android 18. You tried hard, but unfortunately you just got your ass kicked there by Gohan. I suppose he got his revenge in a way. So with that, it's pretty much GG. I completely outspeed still because I've got 4,000 speed coming out of Vados and sort of 6,000 speed out of Trunks, and then an extra 4 from Android 17. So I easily outspeed. Trunks will go first, Ultimate, and blow those 3 or those 2 away. Sorry, but it was a good game. I like playing. Against Kid, even though I'm pretty sure this is near enough the only deck I've played against. It's always fun playing up against 01 skill decks with new decks, just to test out if they can actually handle these kind of opponents. Unfortunately, no Spirit Bomb for me. I don't get nice things. I'm not allowed the Spirit Bomb. It hates me. So, outspeed. GG, my friend. That was a good game. Like I say, it's always fun facing 01 decks because it is just interesting to test your skills against them. But Trunks is going to finish it off here with his awful ultimate. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 videos. If you have, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Hero Colosseum matches. And I will see you all next time.